Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fish from Tech Quarters, and today is August 21st. It's Wednesday. I'm up here in Barnegat Light on the Bayside, on the transom of my boat here, about 2:30, I guess maybe almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon on this beautiful Wednesday. It's a great one today. West winds, low humidity, a little chilly this morning. Got out early and got into some good fishing with Jimmy and his buddy and his son. I'm not sure where they're from, not sure their names, but we got out and had some good fun fishing. In the area recently, we've had a little bit of swell from Ernesto here a few days back. It's settled down a lot. Lake Atlantic conditions right now. Westerly winds today, westerly winds yesterday, so that really flattened things out. Little residual groundswell did fade out. Beach right now has gin clear water, super warm water. The water temperatures have been very, very stable more recently here. In the 70, high 60, 68, 69, 70 degree range. Today I had 70, 71 degrees along the beach front. It did start out a little bit cooler, and as the day progressed, as the sun kind of warmed up, the surface temperatures got up to about 71 degrees on my way in. As you can see, I'm up in Barnegat Light here. It's where my boat is. We had some bluefish this morning up here in Barnegat Light, actually some good sized ones. Recently, I would say, or this past month, say earlier this month, a lot of the bluefish I was getting were in the 1 to 3 pound range. I consider them cocktails. More recently today, also heard some yesterday, some middle size, say 3, 4, 5. Actually had an 8 pounder as biggest one. Maybe there's some 10 pounders, I'm not sure. I didn't have them. I put them on the scale, a couple of bigger ones that we caught. Biggest one was 8 pounds. So I'll throw a little photo up of there. They're eating that small bait that I reported on the last report. Small peanut bunker, small rain bait, and some other small little critters. What else is eating that small bait, you may ask? There's some striped bass, there's some weakfish. I mentioned the bluefish, but also albacore, false albacore in. They were cracking this morning. Felt like a fall day leaving the dock, west winds. We get up the beach, cruising along Island Beach State Park, heading north. Wanted to fish a couple wrecks for fluke, and we couldn't pass up frothing, foaming, false albacore pods. Just about everyone that we came across didn't have a boat on it. So hopefully it kind of stays that way. Maybe you guys get the reports, you want to get out there and get on them. Hopefully they'll stick around. We had a handful of them. Broke a couple off because I'm fishing real light line, fishing 20-pound leader. A friend of mine yesterday said he had a couple shots at him, but couldn't get him to bite. So I scaled down. I put 2 rods with 20-pound, and I think we had the drag just a little too tight on one. I didn't check it first things first, and I think I was actually fluking with that same reel the other day. So that's my mistake. I kind of blew that, but we retied and got some other fish to bite, which was good. Little tip and trick as far as the false albacore go. You're going to want really 3 primary lures. Well, first off, for tips and tricks with false albacore, got to have light line, got to have a light rod because we're fishing small lures. We're imitating small bait. Show a little photo of whatever this small little minnow is that was that we got spit up all over the deck of the boat. In order to fish those small 1-inch lures or imitate those small 1-inch baits, you got to fish small little lures. And small lures, you need a smaller, lighter rod. Light lures, light rod, got to have light line, light leader. Sometimes these fish are leader shy. Other times they're just foaming and they're just going to bite anything you throw in front of them. It's another thing, you got to be in front of them. A lot of times when those birds are picking on bait, the fish already brought, the game fish, that's the albies, already brought that bait to the surface. Those albies are actually out in front of that bird play. A lot of times that bird play is kind of trailing behind. Little tip there. But going back, 3 primary baits or lures that you need for false albacore, in my opinion. Number 1, small deadly dick. Number 2, the tsunami forktail candy. And number 3, the hoagie epoxy jig. All of those, you're going to want them very small. 3-inch, 2-inch, 4 inches is just a little too big. You want to keep it real small. 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce. You got to get it out there, got to get it above the fish where they're breaking. You got to put it where they're chasing the bait. You got to reel pretty quick. You got to bubble it, you got to skip it a couple times, and then I like to let it fall. Fish it quick, fish it slow. Fish it quick, fish it slow. I like to sometimes when I'm doing a slow steady retrieve, when I fish the slow part, is tap, 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 and go back to that retrieve. So hopefully that brings some value to you. We were catching a bunch of them today. I think we had 6 or 7 or 8 bites. I know we had a couple double headers at times. It was good fun fishing. So false albacore are here. It's mid-late August. Normally we see these fish in September and October. It was kind of a coincidence. Jimmy, who jumped aboard this morning, when I saw his text message, I had his name and phone number saved. And it turns out that last trip out, which was in August, we also had albacore. So maybe it's a coincidence, maybe not, but they're here, the bait's here. I didn't mention peanut bunker, and I don't think I mentioned mullet, but they're here as well. I did say something real quick about weakfish. There's weakfish still in the inlet. That's been happening for a number of weeks. There's still plenty of weakfish in the bay. I think if you go back a couple reports, maybe even a month back, probably 1, 2, 3, 4 reports back, good reports I was sharing on weakfish, some spikes in the bay. There's still a lot of spikes in the bay. That's what I'm talking bay, Barnegat Bay, Manahawkin Bay, also Great Bay. Locally here in Long Beach Island, we've got weakfish in the bay. So bluefish, striped bass, that's a good three-way right there. If you want to get the home run, got to get the fluke. It's prime time fluke season right now. Heard some good ocean fluke in the last couple of days. The water's, like I mentioned, was warm. It's consistently warm. It's been staying steady. Fortunately, that upwelling has gotten away from us. It's been probably better part of a week or so now, maybe even more, with good consistent water temperatures, and that is very, very good for fluke fishing. There's fluke in the bay still, there's fluke in the inlet, and there's also fluke out front on the reefs, wrecks, and open bottom. So don't overlook that. Hopefully get out and enjoy yourself. It looks like we got some good weather here for a stretch. I think I see humidity and heat coming back. This beautiful fall-like, low humidity, low dew point, it's just beautiful weather. It isn't going to stick around too much longer, but it was a treat that we had that here in the, say, later part of August, because it was getting kind of brutal with the hot, humid days. It was also brutal getting those southwesterlies one after the other, almost like a train. We were in a hamster wheel there. But nice, beautiful northwesters, blew in some beautiful air, blew in some beautiful fishing conditions. Ocean is very, very nice right now. As you see here, water is very clean here in the bay. We were fishing this morning, had a little bit of weed at times, but most of the time it was clean conditions. Like I mentioned, some nice sized bluefish around. We didn't eat any bass, but there have been some bass. Last couple trips I did catch striped bass, few trips back. Tuna fishing's happening, say the mid-shore grounds. Inshore, I did not mention sheepshead and triggerfish and tog. 3 other awesome primary species that are happening right now. I really don't know what else there is to say. Blowfish showed up a little bit better, say in the last report or so. Some kingfish on the beach, fluke on the beach, bluefish on the beach. Maybe you catch some albies on the beach. The albies I was catching was off Island Beach State Park. I would say I was probably 20 to 30 foot of water. So not right on the beach, but not too far out. It wasn't like I was out at the 3-mile line. So hopefully that brings some information to you. Maybe you're from the maybe from the LBI area, maybe not. Maybe from further up north and you fish Island Beach State Park. Be on the lookout up there for the false albacore. They're there. I haven't heard any personal reports off Long Beach Island, but I would assume they're going to be down this way very soon because there's lots of bait off the beach. The small blues are chasing that small bait. Hopefully get out and have some fun. Kind of the last hurrah here of summertime. Hopefully you're getting in. Hopefully you enjoyed a great summer season. Still got a few more days, or say weeks left. School's right around the corner. But get down to LBI, get on the water, have a great day catching some fish. If you want to get geared up, stop by Fisherman's Headquarters. We're open 7 days a week, all year long, here for your fishy pleasures. We'll get you geared up and in the game in no time. Been helping anglers like yourself catch fish since 1962. Once again, it's Greg at Fisherman's Headquarters. Have a great day.